Okay, this is problem number 12 on exam 2 review. And actually the other graphing problem is problem 11. It was on a different version. I was looking at that it was problem 10. But anyway, you just have to kind of figure that one out. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure it'll be obvious. Anyway, this is problem number 12. So given the graph of f below, determine the following. Intervals where f prime is greater than 0. Well, if f prime is greater than 0, then that means that f is what? Well, it means that f is increasing. So we need to look where f is increasing. Well, it looks like f is increasing from A to B to me. And it looks like f is increasing from B to C to me. And it looks like f is increasing from E to G. And it looks like it's increasing from I to infinity. Oops. So that's how, f prime is greater than 0 means f is increasing. So if this is the graph of f, then where it's increasing, f prime is greater than 0. When f prime is less than 0, f is decreasing. So it's decreasing from, looks like to me, from negative infinity to A, from C to E, and from G to I. The relative maximum points are where it's defined and it goes from increasing to decreasing. So that looks like I have one at CF of C, and it looks like I have one at GF of G. As for points, I'm giving coordinates. I don't really know what the numbers are. It's just C, and then if it's graph of f, it's f of C. Right? See, right here and right here. Yep. Relative minimums, where it goes from decreasing to increasing. So I got A and f of A, f of A. Let's see, what do we got? E f of E. And I f of I. This B is supposed to be a vertical asymptote, by the way, if it's not apparent, although everybody pretty much got that one pretty easily. Where f prime is equal to 0, approximately. Well, f prime is equal to 0 approximately everywhere you have relative or minimum points. So I really could just list C and D. So I'm just going to say C above all points, because f prime will equal 0 when the tangent line is 0, and the tangent line will be 0 at relative maxes and mins. So anyway, that kind of answers approximate the value of f prime of E. Well, E, well, we've already said it's a relative min, so f prime of E approximately is 0. I mean, we've said it's a relative max or min, so we can say it equals 0, but it says approximate. So now we're going to say the intervals where f double prime is 0, greater than 0. Sorry, so where it is positive. Well, where f double prime is positive, f is concave up. So I'm going to say from negative infinity to B, and from C to, no, I'm sorry. That's funny. Some students would laugh at me. Particularly because I've made a big deal about this. Actually, it's not, C was a relative max, and it didn't change the concavity there. I'm going to say it's K, because that's where I intended the inflection point. Actually, it's a little more, when I stretched out this graph, it looks a little more like it's there, but they were saying D. And I don't know, I think it's closer to K than it is D, but I'm just going to say K. So it's concave up from K to G, and from G to positive infinity. And then intervals where f double prime is less than 0 means it's concave down. Well, it's only concave down from B to K. Since I've already said K, I'm going to use it again. So moving on to the next one, approximate value of f double prime of K. Well, if the concavity changes at K, then the approximate value is 0, because that's an inflection point. In fact, I changed that from an inflection point to approximate value of f double prime of K. Intervals where f is continuous. Well, it looks like to me it's continuous everywhere except B. So I'm actually going to say, just kind of be cheap here, all real numbers except the set B. And where is f differentiable? Well, I'm going, should I be cheap? It's differentiable where it's continuous and smooth, and it's not continuous at B, and it's not smooth at G. So I'm going to be cheap again and say all real numbers except B and G. So, and that's not a 3, it's a little bracket, but sorry, it's just the way it's coming out. So that's that one, and that's looking at the graph of f and telling things about f prime, f double prime, and all kinds of little, it's just kind of trying to exercise your brain.